Hi guys, hope you're all okay. As you can see by the title of this video, this is the zombie apocalypse, I really struggle with that word, tag. If you guys have watched me for a while or you've seen my vlog channel, you know I have a big thing about zombies. I love it. The bad ones, the good ones, I've seen all the movies, you know, Walking Dead, love it. So I had to do this. So yeah, I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible and I'm going to jump right into the questions. The three YouTubers I would have are Benji from Benji Man TV and It's Judy's Life, because A, he's really funny and he would keep morale up, and B, he's a really good cook, so he would, like, you know, when you've got to that point and there's very limited food, he'd be like sorted, he'd be able to get the good stuff. You know, you'd be like, oh, we've got refried beans and grass, and he'll make it look all chefy and amazing and taste awesome. So yeah, I'd have him. And then I would have, this is quite hard because there's a part of me that's like, I'd have Elaine and I'd have Emma because we'd have a chat and it'd be great. But having a good chat with Elaine and Emma probably wouldn't save me. Even though I'm pretty sure I could save myself. I would have my friend Lee, who has a gaming channel, and it's something like LH8 Bates or something like that. Sorry, Lee. He's my friend in real life. You've probably seen him on my vlogs. I'd have him because he's really good at video games, and obviously that's a lot of hand-eye coordination, and if you had to like beat up zombies, you'd need that. I'd need another girl. Or do I need a girl? I'm just trying to think who would be good at helping. I've got Benji, who's really fit, and obviously he can help beat up the zombies, but he'll be able to cook. And say Lee, because he's got the great hand-eye coordination. Oh, this is actually trickier than I thought. Who would be good? Oh, Bear Grylls, because Bear Grylls is a kind of celebrity in real life, but he has a YouTube channel and he does, like, on TV, he does all that survival stuff where he can, like, make a fire out of leaves and things. So yeah, I'd have him and be the only girl, but that's okay because then I'd just put makeup on the boys. I'm a bit screwed. The item to my left, I have, like, it depends. My left there is a candle, and that's probably quite heavy, and it's fire, so like it's glass, so I could like smash that into their head, but it would only like kill one zombie. The item to the left here is my paper with my questions on, and I can make a fire from it, give someone a nasty paper cut. Like, I'd like paper cut you. But yeah, I think I'd be pretty much screwed. Who would I bite? Well, when you're a zombie, you kind of don't have any consciousness, do you? So you'd bite everyone because you're hungry. But that's not the purpose of the game. I would bite Christina Aguilera because she annoys me. Just put it out there. I would bite Andrew Lincoln, but for different reasons. I just think he's kind of hot. And yeah, whoever I was able to catch, because I'd be hungry, I guess. Now, I don't know if I should fib. I actually have a survival plan, and that sounds crazy, and you won't get this unless you're as big of a zombie fan as me, you know. But I have a real one in real life, and I've shared it with John, and he didn't laugh at me, so I'm going to take him with me. But it's quite lengthy. I will do the shortened version. A neighbour of ours does a lot of archery and shooting, and because he has children, he keeps everything in a lockbox in his garage. So first thing I would do would be break into his garage and steal his stuff, because, you know, it's survival of the fittest. He's a really good shot, so I'd probably actually invite him to come with us. So it's not stealing as such, it's just, you come with us, but you got to bring your stuff. I'd load up the car with duvets and pillows and things, and I'd drive to work because I have keys. I can do that. Keys to work, not keys to the car. So John would drive us to where I work, which is on like an industrial estate, and it's not, there's no residential around there. So technically there shouldn't be that many people there, which means there shouldn't be that many zombies there. That's my phone buzzing, but I'm telling you my plan. So yes, and then we'd get in there, and it's quite big. Sorry. We'd get in there and it's quite big, and I would lock everything up, and then oh my goodness, I'm telling you too much. Then there are things in the unit where we'd be able to put those in front of the doors so other people wouldn't be able to get in, and it's very well insulated so the building would be warm, and there's 2 bathrooms and there's a kitchen, and there is generator, so if the power went, because in some zombie films they do, in some zombie films they don't, we'd have backup generators. There are vehicles inside there, and there's fuel, so we'd have vehicles if we needed to do anything, and then we'd just go upstairs and we'd take all the bedding and stuff that we've taken from home upstairs, and there's that, so that would be kind of the bedroomy bit, and yeah, and there's like water butts and things so you could go outside and capture water, because there's an enclosed bit of outside space where we'd be able to plant crops and things, and there'd be a section where we would exercise Darwin and Gilly so they could poop outside, and there is uniform, which is like waterproofs and jumpers and stuff, so we would have clothing to stay warm, and there's like power tools that we could use for weapons, like great big drills and stuff, and that would work quite well. You know, you charge your drill up and then you go out and attack a zombie. I'm a little bit embarrassed. And because it's on an industrial estate, there is a pet shop really close by, like a manufacturer of pet food, so to have food for the dog, and there is a Booker's, which is like a wholesaler's near there, so there's food, and there's a bakery, so they'd have food that we could go and like source, and then when people went past we could save them and they could come in because there's lots of space. So yeah, that is the plan. Yeah, don't steal my plan. See, I find this question really hard because it depends. I've got to reread it a second. What would you do if your parents become zombies? See, it would depend, because obviously if they're... I'm not going to get emotional in this silly tag. My dad, God bless him, he passed away 6 years ago. And if he became the kind of zombie, if you've seen Shaun of the Dead, I don't want to ruin it, but if you've seen it and you see what happens at the end, and that's the kind of zombie my dad would be, I would allow that, and I would and yeah, I would well have my dad in my life as a zombie. The same as there was that programme on BBC 3 where they weren't called zombies, they were called something like they had to take medication every day and their brain started working, but they were technically dead, you know, because that could happen. We may fix the zombies. They may be able to come back and be functioning humans, and we'll make them better because they're poorly, which is how it was on that TV programme. If they're like the zombies on Walking Dead where they're no way coming back, I'd still kind of let them be. I'd still let them be zombies, because at least, you know, then, yeah, but they're hurting people. It depends. It depends what kind of zombies they are. If they're Walking Dead zombies, then no. If they're Shaun of the Dead zombies, yes. There you go. That's kind of my answer. No. even though I have a foolproof plan and I love zombies and I love all the films and blah 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 blah, no. Why would anyone want it to happen? Because more than likely I'd be one of those people that died very quickly. In my brain, I've got this plan, I'm gonna survive. But no, I'd probably die. But then, you know, another kind of part of me thinks, would it be any worse now? The other day I was walking through town and there was just like a group of kids, which we all did, you know, hanging out with your mates in town. But not one of them were talking to each other, they were all like this. They all had living phones, they were all like that. Not one of them talking, they were like social media iPhone zombies. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's already happened. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll talk to you very soon. Bye guys.